Okay, part 3. This is WNDC, NDC. And it's December 2022. And to try to catch where I left off in part 2, uh, there's this awkward kind of existence that, that humans all over the planet share to a certain degree. And yet, uniquely, people of color in this country face the most awkwardness that can rarely be explained as to why we haven't come up, we haven't unified, we haven't this, that, and the other, because black is beautiful, and yet, like Chris Rock said, white folk hate niggas, black folk hate niggas too. Man, what a lot of y'all don't realize is there's two kinds of people of color. There's black folks, and then there's niggas. And you know what? Black folks can't stand niggas too. And that's been no more obvious to see than this season and its trending feeds of opinions and whatnot from Kanye, Kyrie. There's gotta be more. Chappelle, Chris Brown, on and on and on. These images of Candace Owens, these images of, Herschel Walker. These images of, they black, but they ain't my people, all skin folk ain't kinfolk, is really starting to create a very dangerous allowance that so many people are indulging into, a point where they're allowing others to do so too. Like, how you prevent your friends from saying the N-word, and yet you're so sick and tired of Kanye in the news that you allow them to even go, that nigga crazy. You know what? As much as I done told you to not say that word, you get a pass on this one. And that's bullshit. I can't stand these people, man. They this, that, the other. That's bullshit. Chris Brown can't doggone perform a tribute to Michael Jackson because he beat up on Rihanna. And they entitle it a woman beater, a woman abuser is not allowed to perform tribute to child molester as reason why you can't be on our award program thing this year. And yet, not that it could have been personal, but from a professional standpoint, I still don't give them reason to, if you won't let him do it, why don't you let the dude that's been doing it on Broadway do it then? No, the whole thing was, let's scrap the whole, F him and F Michael. And F Kanye, and Kyrie, and anyone else that and yet, it's becoming a little bit too awkward to give way too many non-people of color or culture the freedom, permission to basically be able to call them like they see them. And you agree them. Okay. What happens when Herschel wins? What happens when Kanye wins? What happens when Kyrie wins? What happens? Do they what's my man's name out of California? Do they what do they do? You know, when everybody knows that there's some suspect stuff going on with the people who basically have the trademark for Black Lives Matter, and yet we still want reparations. But we don't want it from Oprah. We want it from our government. But we want it Oprah-esque. You get a check, and you get a check, and you get a check. We have more per capita people of color that are living a higher quality of life than the majority of non-black citizens of this country, whom are struggling just like we are, to such a degree that in many cases their biggest complaint is, I wish I was black so I can get some of the stuff that y'all be getting. Well, we've been sold that all of them are the evil and all of us are this, that, and the other, and yet some of the biggest roadblocks and tragedies in the stagnation of our culture and our color and our race of people as a whole has come from the very hands of our own people. And yet, there's so many other things that are going through my mind as I see things in real time, as this age of Aquarius, this new age of the new world is showing some very uncomfortable signs that are putting us in a state of that Chicken Little. The sky is falling, the sky is falling, to the point where by the time that the sky starts falling, they done actually told Kanye to shut up so badly that they find themselves in a state of, you know what, just like Kanye. I try to tell them, but they ain't listening. Yeah. Because other people are doing a better job explaining why you should allow them to do and say whatever they want with this rich, retarded boy. Just because it's too damn easy. He's making it even extra easy intentionally. Because he's trending better than everybody else, including our past president. There are more people fearing his run for president than they are fearing what about me? If you follow this far, a lot of people can hear and understand what you're saying, but when, you know, sometimes instead of you saying, are you listening to me? You're saying, you feeling me? You know, that's like somebody who says, "Oh, I'm going to pray for you," and you want to believe them, but somehow or another, it doesn't feel like, you know, these prayers are kicked in. I mean, where are they coming? You sure you sent it? Well, how much did you send? Speaking of sin, here we are, culturally, in a whole different perspective of coexistence and whatnot, to a certain state where the allowance and freedom for citizens, at least in this country, is at a certain state that even the census has stated that there are almost 52 different new gender identities that have been noted in a manner that, if in fact anyone could be found in a state of disagreement, they could be charged with a hate crime and not even see it coming. And yet, more of those people are also not even concerned as to how their disgust at the other cis status people is at such a state that they would agree to a certain level of hate that can only be identified if, in fact, they're found to cross the line in a premeditated state. Like, you know what, I hate you. I hate the way you are, this, that, the other. And so as far as I'm concerned, if I ever got a chance to make sure that you never get a call, or you never work, or you never get laid, or you never this, that, and the other, or so and so, so be it. I can't stand people like you, and have never broke bread, never understood anything else, and yet and still never understood that as much as, you know, I can see where you're coming from. We're in an industry that promotes a certain level of diversity, that if everything that they believe in should be allowed, at what point am I not allowed to say, except us niggas? What if I'm not a nigga, I'm a master teacher? What are the odds that part of your existence is due to much? Angela Davis made this statement in a speech that said, you know, for all these people that can't stand us and all this other stuff, 90% of all of the doggone advancements that they basically have benefited to date has all been due to the state that we've basically created in our complaints, as in our worth, wealth, and allowance to have the same life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, even if it turns your stomach. Don't watch. I know you are, but what am I? I'm getting my ass spiritually kicked right now because there is no self-help manual for the image state structure and whatnot of whom I identify as. Just due to the mere fact that, you know, while everyone else wants to complain about we ain't been human but less than 50 years. I know you are, but what am I? I'm a AMP Sir Easy, which stands for Alpha Master Pimp Sir Easy Active Dominant, and S&M practitioner. since leather since 1978. I earned the title of Sir at 16. It took me until 2002, 2003 before I even realized what exactly that meant. And that was only due to the mere fact that I claimed that title that I had earned. And so many people came out of the woodwork going, hey, who the hell are you? Where you come from? How the hell you gonna say, wait a minute, man, that long? You was too young. You was this and the other. And I'm like, yeah, I should write a book. If my ADD, HD, and HD wasn't so tied into my PS, post-traumatic syndrome, all of that. And the mere fact that on a day-to-day basis, while most people would say you should use this time productively, for me, the ability for me to actually be able to meditate into a positive state on a day-to-day basis while I'm still bracing myself for shit that nobody could possibly even imagine how they would feel. And yet here I am. This is WNDC, NDC. And are you feeling me? You good?